50 a.m.
We want more of your input when we come back at 239-0033. Go ahead and load up the phone and start dialing. News, what do you got in the newsroom?
Threats to Daytona city commissioners, including one in particular. That story straight ahead. Dave?
We'll take time out to take a look at sports. Daytona Cubs kept their winning record alive. Who is the home run king? It's the All-Star break, and who will be on the mound for the AL and the NL? We'll tell you when we come back. Also ahead, we'll check the weather in detail briefly. It's a 90% chance of rain today and tonight, and an 80% chance of rain tomorrow. 74 and cloudy now. The Mark Bernier Morning Comment coming up after the news. It's 7:31 at 11:50 WNDB.
CBS News Update. I'm Dave Barrett. Layoffs ending production of some brands. We'll find out what happens at GM in about an hour and a half.
The company is to the abyss at this point, and there's no guarantee that it will survive.
Chubachetta edits Car and Driver magazine. In Detroit, CBS's Nancy Cordes.
That announcement set to come this morning, and sources at GM tell us that the restructuring plans will be wide-ranging, including layoffs of white-collar workers, possibly more plant closings as this auto giant tries to stay afloat in some very turbulent times.
GM stock closed yesterday at a nearly 54-year low, $9.38 a share.
GM CEO said as recently as last week there were no plans to file for bankruptcy, but the rumors persist, which creates kind of a vicious cycle with potential buyers nervous about buying into a brand that might go out of business. And that's part of the reason they're making this big announcement this morning, wanting to get out in front of the story.
CBS News Update. I'm Dave Barrett.
Proud to serve and connected to the Halifax area.
WNDB News Talk 1150.
74 degrees along the world's most famous beach, headed for a high of 88. It's 7:32. This news brought to you by Tom Cook Jewelers, your official Rolex jeweler. Good morning, everyone. I'm Mark Williams. Our top story, the Volusia County Sheriff's Office still trying to figure out who left a voodoo doll on the lawn of a Daytona city commissioner over the weekend. Commissioner Zenadia Denizak was the target of the doll, complete with a picture of the commissioner, as well as several pins stuck in it. Now, this is not the first time Commissioner Denizak has been a target, saying that she has received hate mail over the past year or so. Meantime, it was revealed other Daytona city commissioners, as well as Mayor Dennis Mulder, have received threatening mail as well. Leaving the scene of an accident. It happens on the road sometimes, but in Altamont Springs in neighboring Seminole County, it was a case of leaving the scene of a crane accident.
Tree trimmers were clearing trunks away when the crane suddenly tipped over and landed right on top of the house. Carol Miller was inside.
I actually got hit with some of the ceiling tiles, but the ceiling caved in.
But she was stunned when the crane operator and his co-workers ran away.
They did not check to see if anybody was hurt. They just left.
The crane operator says he was just scared.
Everybody told me, let's go, let's go, let's go.
The workers came back a few minutes later. Nobody was hurt, but ironically, the home they were trying to protect from hurricanes has been declared uninhabitable and was condemned.
CBS News correspondent Peter King says OSHA has been called in to figure out why that crane tipped over. Drivers across the state will soon be forced to use ethanol-blended gasoline. Many drivers will try and avoid the pump when they see a sticker indicating the 10% ethanol-blended gas. Reports show that the ethanol blend produces up to 30% less energy than conventional gasoline. Under a new state law, gas stations will be required to sell the ethanol-blended gas by the year 2010. The weekend action by the Treasury and the Fed to back up Fannie and Freddie Mae and Mac claimed the markets on Monday. But some economists like Mark Zandi of Moody's.com believes it could also prolong the housing slump by making mortgages harder to get.
Before Fannie and Freddie's issues hit last week, I thought next spring would be the bottom in terms of price. Now it's probably more likely next summer, maybe even the end of 2009.
The New York Stock Exchange opens today at 11,055. The Dow losing 45 points during Monday's trading session. The S&P 500 lost 11 points to 1228. The Nasdaq was down 26 to 2313. Traffic and weather next. WNDB Morning News Time now 7:35.
With the deep blue Caribbean, a steady 15-knot breeze, and 3 days of head-to-head racing with the Virgin Islands as a Regatta attracts the finest racing yachts in the world. Equally at home in this sailor's paradise is the sailor's timepiece, the Rolex Yachtmaster. Equipped with a clearly legible rotatable bezel and a trip-lock winding crown modeled on the design of a submarine hatch, it's a true ocean-going chronometer. Yet with its classic lines and distinctive oyster bracelet, it's equally as well suited for the good life ashore. To see the Yachtmaster and a complete selection of other Rolex timepieces for both men and women, visit your official Rolex jeweler. Tom Cook Jeweler, your official Rolex jeweler, located at 150 South Beach Street in beautiful downtown Daytona Beach, creating the standards by which all others are measured. Hours Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 5:30, and Saturdays 10 to 3.
7:36 at News Talk 1150 WNDB. You're hearing the morning news. Let's check traffic and weather together. Starting with WNDB's Jennifer Keith. Morning, Jen.
Well, hey, Mr. News. Florida Highway Patrol is on the way to the scene on I-4 eastbound. This report is brought to you by Lighthouse Toyota of St. Augustine. No roadblock reported on I-4 eastbound a couple of miles before International Speedway Boulevard. But there is a crash off to the side of the roadway. Use caution there. I-4 westbound is slowing down between 434 and 436. Who's on your side? Lighthouse Toyota. 1 penny's all they want to make on every new Toyota through Monday night. Lighthouse Toyota, US 1, Lighthouse Toyota in St. Augustine. I'm Jennifer Keith, News Talk 1150 WNDB.
Mostly cloudy today into tonight with a couple of thunderstorms around, mainly this afternoon and early tonight. High today 84 to 88 and lows tonight between 70 and 74. I'm meteorologist Heather Zarin.
74 degrees along the world's most famous beach. Our next news at 8 o'clock from the CBS Radio Network. We're proud to serve Volusia and Flagler counties on 1150 WNDB. The entire world on the internet at WNDB.am. With bulletins at once, I'm Mark Williams. Morning news time, 7:37.
You know what I love about eating it?